What's up, YouTube? Back in the wood yard after a long weekend, and I didn't get the boat out like I wanted to. That's a whole other story, but I did end up going up to Muskoka to make a video on tree ID. So it was a lot of fun, some nice sights, stopped along the way, checked out this place and that, and I got some good footage for you guys, some forest and some waterfalls, stuff like that. So it's been a little too hot to work out in the wood yard, and I got all the sugar maple from the other day that I didn't end up getting into yet, and then I got some birch dropped off to me from the tree cutters. So I didn't want to get the rest of the sugar maple from that job. Somebody asked me why I didn't want to get the rest of it. Well, there was a lot of reasons. There's usually one reason if I don't want too much wood. It's not that I don't want it, you know. There's other times where, of course, I'd be glad to try and to take it with me to have stock, because sometimes I do run out of stock. Like in the winter, sometimes I want to split wood and I don't have any wood. But it's just that I like to put wood in different crates, and if I have too much wood, one species, what I'll do is I'll put like maybe half a crate of wood in, or half of that whatever species that is, I'll put that in one crate. Maybe I'll start a 16-inch crate. I'll put another crate out, maybe 3 crates with 16-inch, you know, and then I'll do my 18-inch. I'll have 2 crates instead of 1 crate, and maybe 2 crates of 12-inch, right? So I try to spread it out. If I have to, I mean, there's times you get some big oaks and you can get so much wood that, you know, I start filling crates 50% oak, and then I actually end up filling other crates with oak just on its own. So sometimes I do get too much wood that I don't want to have, just because I like to make my wood look different. And you know, the people have something different. So I'll go back here and you can see my different types of wood. You know, you see all different types in there, right? So it just changes it up for people. I'm just particular like that just because, you know, I don't know what it is. I just like the variety, right? It's okay to burn one thing, but I just find maybe you want the different smell sometimes. So that's the only reason why I do it, you know. And then if I give them some birch, like you see some of these crates have birch, I'll say, okay, well, put those aside and burn them on their own to have a really nice smelling fire. I even want to come in along the sides and do some of this work, because you could see I've done some cutting here along the sides. This elm has been here forever. Obviously whatever's behind that has been here for forever too. But I actually went in with the chainsaw and I started cutting some blocks just to try and reduce the pile and throw the wood back. But I did some on that side and you couldn't really do much because there's some big stuff there it doesn't even need to be cut, and it's in the way. So I couldn't really dig into that pile too much. I could jump up on top and do some. I could have done some back here, but I also have lots of cherry that I have to get into, and I have enough cherry smoker wood right now. I should start making some more bags, but I do have a pile of cherry up the side of the bin. So I have a lot of that ready to go. So I do want to get this pile done, but it's just too much. And you could see, because I have this narrow space, I just have to keep it as narrow as I can because wood piles up on the side. Sometimes I put the second row of totes on the side, and then like I have this batch of walnut that I've got on the side because I've had so much walnut before. I want to spread it out. So let's get the saw out and cut some logs. Well, I managed to reduce that pile of sugar maple, and now I'm getting back into the silver maple. I got too much of it. I like to separate some of the soft maple, and I'll put maybe 3 to 5% inside each crate, inside each order. Even like this order, I'll try to put that same ratio and make sure they get a good batch of hardwood. Now I'm looking at the pile, and I want to kind of reduce the size of it too. So I think what I'm gonna do, which I've already started doing as well, is coming back here and doing some cutting. I've been moving some of the wood back up to the front of the pile from the sides. You see this cherry I've cut to break down into smoker wood. I've even went to the back over here on the other side, and there's this elm that I've brought up. Some of these pieces I just brought up from the back. So I've cleared up a little space here, but what I started to do is stack the wood back here so that I can start bringing this pile back. And what's going to slow me up is some of these big sugar maple and oak blocks. So I'm going to have to noodle some of them. I don't mind noodling now. You know, a lot of people do that, but it's just when it builds up all the chainsaw shavings. It used to be a problem for me when I had a garbage problem. I had in the back here, this whole length of fence was full of sawdust up over the height of the fence, and it was about maybe 12 feet out, and I ended up getting rid of it for $1,000. That's about $750 US. So it didn't cost me anything. That was like maybe 3 years of chainsaw shavings. But now I just give it away to people, and they use it for their garden, and they use it for growing mushrooms and a few other things they use for cleaning up oil spills and stuff. So I end up getting rid of some of it. I just actually took some to the garbage facility across here today because I had a garbage load, and all my bins were filled. I just brought the bins back and I emptied them here, and I'm going to put them back in the corner up behind the bin. But I just got rid of it because they were all full, and I'm not going to really wait on people to call me for sawdust. Some people come, some people don't, but you never know. Some of the emails I didn't even get back to because I wasn't expecting to give away any sawdust. I had other people come, but whatever, it's all gone now, so I can start fresh with a new pile. And all that noodling, it just builds up wood, or it just builds up the chainsaw shavings. So now I can do that because I can get rid of all the noodles, or the sawdust, you want to, whatever you want to call it. I know it's not in dust form, but that's what I'm gonna have to do with some of these. And see with this oak too, some of it, it's gonna be semi-dry once I crack it open, because all these cracks in it has let a lot of moisture out. And I found out with some of these blocks, obviously this is a much bigger block, but if I'm lucky I can put some of this away for this winter coming. Otherwise the rest will be for winter of 2022-23. I've already gone through some of this stuff, and it's been actually bone dry, so some of the pieces were ready to sell right away. I also want to get back into this pile too, because there's lots of oak here. There's some mulberry. You can see there's a couple pieces of mulberry there. I want to put it in the crates because I've had so much sugar maple, I'm trying to spread that out in the crates. So I've started 1, 2, 3 on top, and then I already started that one a while ago, but then I started another 2. And then I started this crate over here and been spreading out that maple, and even put a little bit of the silver maple in there too. So I really want to get back into the other stuff, but as you can see, all of this is sugar maple, and there's a tiny bit of cherry, there's a little bit of silver maple, there's tons of silver maple up here, and there's a few blocks that I've cut that I've thrown the wood back into the pile just to be able to split all the sugar maple that was in front of here. So I'm constantly working at this pile. I got to kind of work all around the edges. Even this, I got to cut it a little shorter, and I got to noodle it as well. A couple other pieces are too long. This one's like 18-inch. I'll get some out of that side, and then when I have this side here, the side where it's kind of bulgy and stuff, then I'll cut that shorter, because when you have the bulges and the knots and everything and the pieces don't come out so straight, I throw those for the customers with the for up north with this load here, right? And they buy that wood, that's the more denser wood, because of all the knots and all the twists and all the craggy wood and stuff like that. So they get that benefit of using it for heat and having the best pieces. Whereas in the city, people want the nice straight wood that they can stack properly and put away properly, right? This wood here is just going to a farmer, and he's just putting it in a pile, or he's going to use his loader and move it around. So this one has to get cut here too. This one I'm going to noodle. There's another big sugar or silver maple block there. But yeah, always work to do in here. So I've done quite a lot. I probably reduced the pile by about, I don't know, maybe 10-15% in the last couple days. So I'm getting there. But anyways, guys, wish me luck. I'm working here till 3 o'clock in the morning some nights trying to get all this done, and it's working, but always work to do. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.